Hi, grade 9. Inshallah, today we are going to study lesson 3-4 in geometry, which is talking about find and use slope of lines. In this lesson, we are going to study how we are going to find the slopes and what is the relation between the slope between two lines when we have the slope are equal or the product of the slope equal -1. Let's start first with define the following words. The word slope means the rate of change. Rise means the change in y, and run means the change in x. In front of us now, we have four different types of slope. We have negative slope, this line, negative slope, which is falls from left to right. Positive slope, rise from left to right. So negative falls from left to right, positive rises from left to right. And we have zero slope, which is horizontal line. So any horizontal line will represent by zero slope. Undefined slope, this is the vertical line, this one which is parallel with y-axis. The slope, it will be equal, it will be undefined. And undefined means that the change of y should be equal 0. So let me write for you something. In this one, if we have undefined, undefined means that y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But to say that undefined, that means that the difference between the x here, this part should be equal 0. Okay, so this is the meaning of undefined, because the denominator, it will be equal 0. Because if you are going to pick up a point from here, it could be, for example, um, so this is the axis. So this one, the axis, so it could be -2 and 0, for example, -2 line, which is parallel to x-axis, so it will be -2 and 0. And this one, it will be -2, this one, which is parallel to y-axis, so it's -2 and 0. And we have -2 and -4. Then we will check now the change in y, then it's -4 minus 0 over -2 minus -2, which means it will be positive. -2 minus -2. Then it will be equal -4 over 0. For this reason, we said it's undefined. As I told you, the denominator, it will be equal 0. And also we can work with this one, the slope equal 0, which means the numerator or a change in y, it will be equal 0. Then we said that we have four cases for the slope. We have positive slope and we have negative slope, 0 and undefined. Let's move to the next part. In this question, we want to calculate the slope of the two lines. Then we have two lines, which is we want to calculate the slope of A and D. First, we have to pick up 2 points belong to A. So let's say we are going to choose belong to A, so we can going to choose this point, which is 6 and 4, and we have another point here, which is 8 and 2. And then we will start to calculate 4 minus 2 over 6 minus 8. So the slope, it will be equal negative 4. Second, I want to calculate the slope of D. Then we will choose 2 points belong to D. Let me ask you, what do you notice about the line D? The line D is perpendicular to x-axis, or we can say it's parallel to y-axis. Then we are going to pick up 2 points. So this is the first point, and this is the second point, and we have the 2 points, and then we will start to calculate y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What do you note? The denominator equal 0, which means the slope, it will be undefined. In front of us now, we have two lines. We can say that the two lines are parallel if they have equal slope. Then, in a coordinate plane, two non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if they have the same slope. So please don't forget that it's only have the same slope. If the something else, no, we will say that they are not parallel. So we have only one condition, and we have to care about it to say if they are parallel. Let's solve this question. We have now three lines. We have K1 and K2 and K3. By the same way, we are going to calculate the slope for each one. We will calculate the slope of K1, and then we will calculate the slope of K2. We note that the slope of K1 was equal 4, and the slope of K2 also equal 4. We will continue, so we found that the slope of K3 also, it's equal 5. What do you notice now? So we come back now. We said that the slope of K1, was 4. The slope of K2 equal 4, and the slope of K3 equal 5. What do you notice now? We note that the slope of K1 and K2 are equal. Once they are equal, so we will say that they are what? We can say that they are what? They are parallel. But what is the relation between K1 and K5? They are not parallel. K2 and K5, they are not parallel. Why? Because they have different slope. In this question, in a coordinate plane, two non-vertical lines are perpendicular if and only if the product of lines of their slopes is -1, which means we are going to find the slope of the first line, the blue line, and we will find the slope of the red line, and then their product together should be equal -1. We have a question here. By the same way, we have a line called H, and we have another line here. Line H passes through 3 and 0, 7 and 6. Graph the perpendicular to H that passes through the point 2 and 5. First, we are going to find the slope of we are going to find the slope of the line H, which passing through 3 and 0 and 7 and 6. By the same way, we found that the slope equal 3 over 2. Now, we are looking for another line perpendicular to H that passes through the point 2 and 5. How we are going to draw it? Find the slope of M2 of the line perpendicular to H. Use the fact that the product of the slopes of two perpendicular lines is -1, which means we said that M1 times M2 equal -1. Then if I want to find the second one, so we have to divide negative 1 divided by M2. Then we are going to find the slope of the second one. Now we have the slope of the second one equal negative 2 over 3. Let me explain something. We can use this magic triangle. We have to write at the top negative 1, and here we have M1 and M2. If you will multiply, if you want to calculate the slope, then it will be M1 times M2. If you want to find M1, it will be negative 1 divided by M2. Then he said at the beginning that M1 equal 3 over 2. And we are looking for M2. Then M2 directly, you are going to divide negative 1 divided by 3 over 2. So the answer, it will be negative 2 over 3. Now we want to draw. How we are going to draw? Already we have a point. It passes through, and then we prepared the slope. What the slope means here in this question, it means that you are going to move 2 digits down and then 3 digits to the right. So we have the starting point and we have the slope, and we are going to represent it graphically. We will check now how we are going to represent a line perpendicular to another line. Then we will go and we will graph. Another question. Then we are going to use the graph paper, and then we will graph it. We have already the first point. So the point was, he said that it's passing through 2 and 5. So we will go directly and we will stand on 2 and 5. So this is 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the point which we are going to start with. After that, we said that the slope is negative 2 over 3, which means 2 units down, then 0, 1, 2, and then 0, 1, 2, 3. We found the second point. We will connect them together. By this way, we draw another line perpendicular to the first line. So this was introduction about our lesson 3, 4, and inshallah, next Sunday, we have more practice about this lesson. See you soon. Hope for you all the best.